Hey everybody, welcome to Geek Tech Live. This is Chris, your host, and this is episode 130. And in this episode, we are going to talk a little bit about the BookBook case from 12South. Now, on their website, it is basically telling you that you need to have a MacBook Pro and it has to be such and such a form factor, and they do start at some pricey sort of levels. But I think you're going to want to tune in and to listen to my take on really how well does this BookBook case stack up. So without further ado, let's start the show.
Welcome to Geek Tech Live. Geek Tech Live is brought to you by emusic.com. If you want to get 35 free songs, all DRM free, works with any MP3 player, head on over to emusic.com/GTL and pick up your 35 free songs on me. Don't forget, 35 free songs, emusic.com/GTL.
All right, welcome back. This is Chris. This is episode 130 of Geek Tech Live. And in this episode, like I had said, we're going to talk a little bit about the BookBook case. Now, to start out, let's just go ahead and cover the basics, shall we? Comes in two different colors. I have the red BookBook case right here. Inside the case is some really nice velvety soft covering. It's got a nice zipper that goes around the outside edge. Basically allows you to zip from either side as well. And it looks like, well, an old book. So that's like the basics. I mean, I can't really go into much more detail because frankly, there really isn't that much more detail. Obviously, while I'm going through this here, I am obviously also going to be showing you pictures right over there, a little bit close-ups if I can get them in there. But just to show you human size, how big this is for a 13-inch MacBook Pro. I'm not a small guy, and I'm really glad I didn't buy the 17-inch MacBook Pro and decide to get the BookBook case, because this is a big leather-bound tome. Now, speaking of that, this is real leather, at least feels like real leather. Feels like a real book, like a real leather-clad book, and even has some antiquing going on the outside to make it look like sort of an older book. But you might be asking yourself, why would I want to buy one of these? Why would I even want to spend the money? Because these, let's just cut to the chase here, are not cheap. The 13-inch starts at $79.99. The 17-inch is $99.99. And I didn't actually look up the 15-inch, but it's somewhere in between. Now, that basically puts this, what I'm holding, as an $80 case for your MacBook Pro. Don't tune out yet, all you people that have HPs and Dells and everything else. If you have a smaller netbook, I'm going to go ahead and say that this would work for you. It actually has a good inch, roughly inch, you can kind of see it there, little side tabby sort of thing going on. So you can easily cover this with, cover a standard laptop without too much problem. Probably the only problem you're going to have is this is where the laptop would actually sit, the bottom and then the screen. Now in this orientation, you can see there are these little kind of flappy things over here. That's where the back of your screen would kind of slide into to keep it in place. So when you actually grab the front and open it up, you actually can see the screen, which is cool. But I just don't know if it would work with other types of laptops. You're going to have to measure or at least figure out, if that would actually fit inside of there. Other than that, it's a well done case. I really like it. It's got stitching along all the seams. It's a really kind of an interesting thing. And I actually had originally wanted a BookBook just for my iPhone, just because I thought that would be, look kind of cool, being a small little iPhone and look like a small little book. And instead, I ended up getting the 13-inch MacBook Pro BookBook case. And as you can tell, this is not a small case. Your MacBook Pro is not going to be a small laptop, but this does make it look like, a friend of mine actually put it as this. It looks like a Harry Potter novel, basically. Big, fat, red book cover thing. But it does very well in disguising your laptop and making it look like a regular book. So if you want to look more nerdy than you possibly already are, go out and get yourself a BookBook case at 12South. Well, that's it for this episode of Geek Tech Live. I have been Chris, your host. As usual, we're going to be coming to you live and direct in this new year on an actual normally weekly basis now that everything in my life has started to settle down. So I hope you enjoyed talking and listening a little bit about the BookBook case and sort of what they're made of and how they actually look. Check them out. You can find them online. You can buy them direct from 12South. You can also just go on Amazon and people are selling them there as well. So the price is a little bit high. In retrospect, I would probably say it's a tad bit on the more expensive side, but if you want to get a case that looks like a book, make your laptop look a lot more like a book, you really can't do much better than this, short of making one your own, which would, I would have to say, be much more nerdy than buying one from 12South. You wouldn't get all of the bells and knobs and whistles that you can get with this. You wouldn't probably be able to get the zipper and everything else, as this is a custom designed for you, a specific model of laptop. But I think it's a great idea. I like it. I'm going to use it, and I'll probably revisit this podcast a little bit later on in the year and give you an update on what I think and how well it's actually been kind of handling and holding up with the actual daily use. Right now, it's pretty much been sitting on my desk with the laptop inside of it and occasionally going out once or twice to coffee shops, but that's about it. So as the year progresses into 2012, I think we're going to be able to see how well the BookBook case actually does hold up. Once again, I would also like to warn and caution everyone out there who's thinking about getting one of these BookBook cases. If you're looking for a case that's going to shield your machine a little bit because maybe you might be a little prone to dropping it, this might not do that well of a job unless it falls directly on the spine, which actually seems to be pretty well padded. Other than that, it's a quite well done case. So check them out and let me know what you think in the comments on either my YouTube channel at youtube.com/GeekTechLive, or obviously you can follow me on Twitter at GeekTechLive on Twitter and Facebook. And of course, you can always find the audio and the video show at my site, geektechlive.com. Till next time, everyone, this is Chris for Geek Tech Live. Talk to you all soon.